Hitting a plateau in any area of your life can feel so frustrating, which is why I love to have a backup plan in place that helps move me through. And often I notice I've grown far more than I thought. Hello, and welcome to the Connect podcast. This show is all about helping you connect to your soul's calling so you can take action on it. Because the sweetest success is a blend of discovering your purpose with the inner drive to bring it to life. I'm Sheila, health coach, lifestyle entrepreneur, and mom of two, best known for my online wellness programs, mentoring, and self-love passion. Listen in for inspiring interviews, solo chats, and Q&A sessions that will move you past overwhelm towards what lights you up. Stop accepting good enough and go for your version of great in your health, business, and relationships. Let's get started. Hi, welcome to this Monday minisode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. Have you ever found yourself working towards something and you're making progress, it's looking great, and then it feels like everything kind of stops in real time? You've hit a plateau, and no matter how much energy or time or money or effort you put into trying to move the needle on that thing you're working on, nothing is moving. It is frustrating. It's something we all experience from time to time, and it's just part of the growth experience. I want to invite you into an idea that has really helped me, and that is to take a beat, to look at what I've accomplished, to celebrate the goodness, and realize that just like nature needs to take a break from time to time, hello, winter, we also need to take some time to slow down, reflect, and see what has worked really well and what maybe isn't serving us anymore. Because, for instance, in business, you can keep moving forward, doing all the same things, and then the whole climate shifts. That's what we've noticed over the last few years, especially. And I feel like that's what we're going to be seeing moving forward, even in greater cycles and more frequently. So having that reflection time to really look in and see what is working and what's not working is so important, because otherwise we can end up throwing so much time, energy, and money into something that is not serving us anymore. This can even be true of our relationships. And I always talk about having those difficult conversations and making space to reflect on where we're at and how we're doing, because when we do that, we can see where we need to up-level our game a little bit, perhaps with our connectivity with people, with our authenticity, with the way that we are really putting the time into our relationship. Because sometimes we get on autopilot and we think we're doing great. Oh, they know how I feel about them. And really, the other person's not feeling that cared for because it is just so evident that we're going through the motions. It's true for all of us in all areas of our life, and it does show up in relationships for sure. And in terms of your health, this is so big. Hitting plateaus in your wellness when you have a specific goal in mind is something that many people will encounter. I can speak with experience as being a woman. With our cyclical rhythms shifting every week of the month and then seasonally and then through the different decades of our lives, it's a lot to navigate. It is a lot to consider. And yet it can be so empowering when we take that time to reflect on what's working, what's not. And I love to guide women into different views on what they are doing for their health and wellness, for their fitness, for their eating, for their sleep regimen, all of that kind of stuff. Because it's ever shifting, the beautiful thing is when you are connected with someone who has an understanding of these things, you can learn that there are different strategies you can employ for different seasons of your life. You're going to be hearing so much more about this because I believe we move through our lives so much better in a collective where we are helping each other through these different experiences, where we're walking together, where we're practicing and trying new things and seeing how the outcomes impact us. I believe that we were designed, human beings were designed to live in community, not to be disconnected from each other. The way our world is set up, we are very independent beings, and it's nice to have autonomy over your choices, your decisions, the way you choose to live your life. And then sometimes we miss out, though, on that community aspect, that nurturing, that connection with others that actually empowers each other. The way that we used to have that kind of feeling that we were a village, truly caring for each other, is something that has kind of gone by the wayside. And I'm so excited to see little pockets coming up all over the place, especially as we're noticing the rise of the feminine and different ways of going about how we live our lives as a collective. And so I'm going to be talking a lot about how do we do this? How do we navigate our wellness through these seasons of our life? How can we learn from each other? How can we be an encouragement to each other as we are? Because now so many things are put back on the table that were taken off as being taboo. Different topics about how women's bodies work and what is helpful in raising kids and all of these kinds of things. Like, a lot of things are now being discussed with a lot more respect and openness. And so I want to create an inclusive space where we can have these discussions, where we can grow together so that we can feel empowered as we're moving through the seasons of aging in our life. And as we are looking to elevate our lives and to get that motivation back, because the reflection and the community is how in my life I have been able to move through those times where I've hit plateaus. I've found the greatest times of plateaus have happened when I've been trying to do everything myself, trying to go it alone, and I have not felt supported because I've not been asking for the support. So I want to provide a space for that. And you're going to hear more about that in the coming weeks. And until that time, I would love to stay in contact with you about your self-care. I have a beautiful new way of helping you keep your self-care and wellness practices and rituals top of mind and bringing in the ideas, the mindsets, and the belief systems that are going to support you through it. Because the mechanics are one side of the picture. The other side, which is probably more of it, is our mindset and what we believe is possible, our state of being. That is what controls what we actually do. Because as I've mentioned before, so often we know what the healthy things are we're supposed to be doing. We know how to get more energy and how to be more magnetic in order to attract the business or the promotion or the relationship that we want. It's getting our minds to help support us in doing that can be the challenge. So I'm so excited to be sharing this. Text me in order to get my weekday self-care mantras, very short text, to help support you through this process. And I love texting back and forth. It's going to be so much fun. Text the word CONNECT to 647-424-3274. And that's how we'll get you set up to receive these weekday self-care mantras. Again, text the word CONNECT to 647-424-3274. It's also linked in the show notes, so all you need to do is tap on the number. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I look forward to keeping this conversation going as we dive deeper into the seasons of wellness that we're all going through together. Big blessings. Thank you so much for being here with me on the Connect podcast. If you like this episode, please share it with someone you think would enjoy it. Also, if you head over to iTunes to leave a review, I'd be so grateful. Let us know what your favorite parts were and what you'd like to hear more of. It will help us have a greater impact, elevating many more people to grow and succeed together. See you next time.